Hello and welcome to An Image is Worth 1,000 Words. My name is Rob, and don't forget to check out the rest of my blog posts on my website at robhextall.com. This is what I came to see, the Lady of Iruña. They haven't found her head yet, and they found the hand she's got separately and had to put it back on. Dug up in Iruña-Veleia. All these have been dug up here in Alaba, including in Iruña-Veleia, all from the Roman times. Part of a flute, some dice. These were for a board game. Glass, pottery decorated with gladiators, and a mosaic. Hello, and here is this week's question. Can archaeology avoid our society collapsing? Before you start, check that you understand this vocabulary. Pause the video to make sure that you understand everything. This week's image, taken on a chilly, foggy morning in mid-January, shows the mosaic of rosettes in what remains of an old Roman house that was unearthed at the archaeological site of Iruña-Veleia, the most important of the Roman period in the Basque Country. According to historical records, Iruña-Veleia, first occupied in the late Bronze Age and just 10 kilometers west of the modern-day city of Vitoria-Gasteiz, was an important station on the Roman road that connected the towns of Asturica Augusta, modern-day Astorga in northwest Spain, and Burdigala, modern Bordeaux in the southwest of France. It is estimated that at its height the settlement could have been inhabited by over 5,000 people before being abandoned in the 5th century CE, after 1,500 years of existence. As I walked around the site, my mind was buzzing with questions. Why was this town abandoned? How did it end up under several feet of earth? Could the same thing happen to our modern-day towns and cities? The first two questions have relatively simple answers. Firstly, the fall of the Roman Empire led to a decline in commerce, and settlements along the old Roman roads suffered as a consequence, many being abandoned over the decades and centuries that followed. Secondly, the burial of archaeological sites over time is primarily due to natural processes such as sedimentation and erosion, as well as human activities such as construction or agricultural practices. Over decades, centuries and millennia, the accumulation of layers upon layers of earth over historical sites means that they can be lost forever. The third question is trickier to answer, but to say that something similar could happen is not far-fetched. Let's take a look at some of the threats. Scarily, there are far more that can be listed here. Climatic change. When climatic stability changes, the results can be disastrous, resulting in crop failure, starvation, and desertification. The collapse of many ancient civilizations, such as the Akkadians, the Mayans, and the Roman Empire, have all coincided with abrupt climatic change, usually droughts. Environmental degradation. Collapse can occur when societies overshoot the carrying capacity of their environment. This ecological collapse theory points to excessive deforestation, water pollution, soil degradation, and the loss of biodiversity as precipitating causes. Inequality and oligarchy. Wealth and political inequality can be central drivers of social disintegration, as can oligarchy and centralization of power among leaders. This not only causes social distress, but handicaps a society's ability to respond to ecological, social and economic problems. Complexity. Societies are problem-solving collectives that grow in complexity in order to overcome challenges and problems. However, the returns from complexity eventually reach a point of diminishing returns, and societies can collapse under the weight of their accumulated complexity and bureaucracy. External shocks. The four horsemen of war, natural disasters, famine and plagues are constant threats. The Aztec Empire was brought to an end by Spanish invaders, and most early agrarian states disappeared due to deadly epidemics when humans and livestock began to live together. Overspecialization. In the past, collapse was confined to regions, and people would return to agrarian or hunter-gatherer lifestyles. Nowadays, people are increasingly specialized and disconnected from the production of food and basic goods, and climate change may irreparably damage our ability to return to simple farming practices. The collapse of our civilization is not inevitable. History suggests that it is likely, but it is not unavoidable. So here's one final question. Will we learn from the past and apply the lessons to the present? Let's chat about the picture and those ideas. Number 1. Describe the picture in as much detail as possible. What do you think the person is thinking? Number 2. What archaeological sites have you visited? Describe the ones that impressed you most and least. Number 3. Does archaeology receive enough public money? Explain your answer. Number 4. Do you agree that our global society is becoming too interdependent and over-specialized? Number 5. Is our society heading for an inevitable collapse? Use the examples in the text to explain why or why not. And here's a quick activity for you. Imagine archaeologists from the future are excavating the ruins of your town. Describe what they might find. Would they know what the objects were used for? Describe something they might misinterpret. Thank you for watching. I hope this was useful. Have a great day, have a great week, and an absolutely fantastic weekend. Bye.